I'm also going to figure out why the heck it went live without me hitting the Go Live tab. That could have been embarrassing, depending on what state of dress I was in. But so we're going to talk about the Hawkeye trailer that just dropped today. It's not really much of a trailer. It was just kind of a little TV clip that they put up today by Marvel. It was like a minute long. It was cool, but there wasn't a whole lot going on there. I'm going to talk about why I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is better than Guardians of the Galaxy, and the rumors that Jason Isaacs is going to be returning as the Grand Inquisitor in the Obi-Wan series, which I think is makes sense. I think it would be a really cool thing. I'm really looking forward to that if that happens. But first, we're going to do a little bit of channel maintenance. We're going to talk about the channel as a whole and kind of where the direction that my mind has been going recently, especially considering just, I would say, the way that the chat has been lately, and where I really wanted it to be, where I really wanted the community to be, versus where it is right now. And here's the thing is, anybody that watches me, hey Cracker, I'll get to the I want to go through some of this real quick, and then I'm going to get to the chat. I'll kind of look back. If you guys want to keep putting things in chat, that's fine, and I'll kind of come back to it after I get done with this little segment here. I'm also going to clip this. I work tonight here in about an hour and a half. After I get off tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take this segment of it and probably the other segments too, and I'm going to turn those into clips and have them up as videos of their own. So if you don't want to sit through the whole thing, you can kind of just see what I say as far as the state of the channel and all that stuff. But anybody that kind of watches knows that lately hasn't been as much fun for me and, maybe some of the other squad. It just feels like, and this is, I think, also a lot about the state of the game, where the game is right now, because there really aren't a lot of casuals playing. There's either these brand new people with very low levels that are, easy to kill, or there's these low levels that are smurfs, or there's these high levels that just come in there just to absolutely destroy people. However, there is also a lot of people that we know personally that do a really good job of enjoying the game for what it is, which is a game of, it just seems like, trying to get on other people's streams, sniping them, and having fun. But there's also this other segment of people who aren't doing it to have fun. And this is the way I look at it. It's very much like this. We have snipers like Arkham, Hippo to some extent, and Zio, Big Sean, some of these others that are kind of like that big brother that picks on you. Like, they pick on you, they kick your ass a little bit, try to make you stronger, all that type of stuff. But in the end, there's some love behind that. There's some affection, and they don't go so far as to try to really hurt you or anything like that. And then there's the school bully. The ones who that their dad kicks their ass and abuses them. That their parents don't love them or whatever, and they take it out on specific people. And their entire reason they're not doing it to have fun. They're not doing it to just pick on them just a little bit, but they're doing it to try to hurt somebody else. In a lot of ways, they do it because they have some bad things going on in their life, and they want to take it out on somebody else. And so with our channel, we've always said the first type of snipers, the ones that feel like the big brothers that, are more skilled, stronger, all that type of stuff, that come and they just have fun with you, but they know when to stop picking on you. Those are the ones that we actually enjoy going against. The other ones, the ones that are the school bully, that literally their entire intention is to try to humiliate and embarrass people. We're just done with those, so we won't. If we see any of their names on the other side, we're just gonna leave the game immediately. We're not even gonna. If we have to sit in in the lobby for half an hour straight trying to find a game where they're not there, we'll just do that. We'll sit back. We'll talk basketball. We'll talk Star Wars. We'll talk Marvel. We'll talk whatever else while we're trying to find a game that isn't full of real toxic people. And that's the other part I want to talk about is I started this game a couple years ago, And I got teabagged and emoted right away. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, I barely noticed that happened. Because I didn't care. You know what I cared about was the fact that I would get 2 eliminations, die, 20 times, and I was really struggling at playing the game. That's what I cared about. Somebody else teabagging me or emoting me after they killed me, I just didn't care. And even today, I consider it just gamemanship. It's how we play the game. Um, it's just a fun part of the game. It has nothing to do with toxicity in my mind. And I've had other people try to convince me that teabagging and emoting people is toxic. I just don't think it is, and you really can't change my mind on that. But what is toxic is trying to bully other people. Like one thing we would never do. We would never say, okay, here's this one person playing on the other side. They seem like they're a noob. Let's specifically go after them and try to ruin their day. We don't do that. We that's just not how we play the game. We might go after a newer person, a newer player on the other side because as far as trying to win, it makes sense in the context of the game to go after that person to get some kills. But it's a different. We're not toxic in the way that we try to pick on one specific person, and that's happened to us a few times, where it seems like they're coming at us specifically with the intention of harassing a specific person. So we're just done with dealing with those types of people. Which brings me to the next point. I have been very often in these last few times that I've streamed, I've gotten off of the stream, but continue to play for the next hour or so, just with the buddies, just having fun, not on stream, not having to pay attention to chat, not having to concern myself with snipers and stuff like that. And I've really enjoyed that. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of that. I'm going to be streaming a little bit less on the game and a little bit more just playing the game just to have fun. And Cuban, yes, I know that's, but Cuban, the occasional time you guys come out and snipe us, we enjoy that. But when there's a time it's like, okay, let's back off. Let's not harass them. Let's not keep coming at them. You are like my big brother that kicks my ass, but knows when to stop. And I appreciate that. You and Simp and a lot of the other ones, you guys get it. You understand it. But when I started playing this game on channel, my entire intention was to try to get something going where I could talk Star Wars, I could talk Marvel, and in the chat, that's what it would pretty much be, is people asking asking questions about my thoughts on Star Wars and Marvel and stuff like that, and then to have the chat continue on the conversation amongst other people. Hey, what's up, Simp? And that's what ultimately, when I stream, that's what I want my chat to be. I want my chat to be about Star Wars, Marvel. We've been talking a lot of basketball recently on stream, people asking questions on that. Those are the things that I want my chat to be. When my chat is 99% people coming here to talk about things that are irrelevant to that or to try to troll, when 99% of my chat seems like it's that, that's where I need to take measures to change some of the dynamics of where my chat is. And I think, so I'm going to be taking some measures on that. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these shows. These shows right here where I talk about Marvel and Star Wars and other things or whatever, it's going to be about me trying to change maybe the demographics of my chat. And that doesn't mean anything about the people that I already have or, my squad mates and stuff like that. I still want them in chat. But I feel like, my three of the four or four of the five people in my chat right now or have chatted so far are moderators. And a majority of the time that they have in chat is them having to control trollers or trolls, whatever. And I want them to be able to spend more time being able to engage in actual conversation. So to be able to do that, I need to try to bring in a different demographic. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of these types of shows, minus this first part where I'm kind of talking about the channel. I want that to be a very small part, maybe just an occasional thing I do. But the talks about Star Wars, Marvel, life, that type of thing, and then bringing people in so we can have good, fun conversations, even on the Battlefront 2 stream. So I'm going to be kind of working on that behind the scenes a lot, but also doing these other types of things on the channel. They're going to bring those people in. I also have I'm very excited that I have another channel. It's called Valara Pratis. If you guys have seen Game of Thrones, there's a whole language based off of the High Valyrian in that. And you could actually, I think it's Duology, if I remember right. I think that's the app, the language learning app, where you could actually learn how to speak High Valyrian. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. But I started doing that a little bit, and then I realized, what the hell am I going to use this for if I learn this language? So I kind of stopped doing it. But I looked up, I was thinking about, like, if I own my own restaurant, what do I want to call it? I'm like, it'd be cool to have it be something in High Valyrian. So Valar Ipratis technically means all men must eat. In the High Valyrian language, a lot of these words, especially Valar, is gender neutral. It's all men must eat, but it's really all people must eat. And even then, for a restaurant or a channel about restaurants, all people must eat isn't really necessarily a great title. I would never in English title it all people must eat. But what I would do, but what I do like is that it just sounds cool. It sounds cool as far as the name of a channel, so that's what I went with. So that channel, and I'll put a link to the link in the description below for that channel if you want to stop by, if you're interested in restaurant stuff. And really, a lot of it's going to be leadership stuff that doesn't have to deal with restaurants at all. You can kind of go over there and kind of check it out. The reason why I feel like on that's my professional side, my professional channel, and the reason why I could speak on that and have some authority on that is that in my career, I have been a GM of a restaurant that 3 years in a row won the People's Choice Awards for Best Service in the city that I was in. I've been the GM of a restaurant that won Restaurant of the Year and by the Pork Producers of South Dakota. I have my wing recipe has actually won 2 wing competitions. So I have a lot to offer when it comes to people talking about not only just restaurants, but leadership as a whole. I'm really excited about that. I have 4 videos on that so far. And speaking of trolls, I've only gotten 1 comment over there so far, and it was basically a troll. So I do want to work on that and try to get conversations going on there. So I think I've hit that up. I'm going to be doing a lot more just streaming with my friends, or not streaming with my friends, but playing with my friends. A little less time actually streaming, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to be streaming. I'm still going to be streaming probably like 3 nights a week, but it probably will be where I stream for like 2 hours, and then I stop the stream and I continue playing with my buddies for another hour or 2. And that's pretty much what it's going to be. But I'm really going to focus on trying to bring more fresh meat, as you will say, into the chats so we can interact with them in a more friendly and fun way for me. And that's going to be a lot of my focus. So speaking of that, transitioning over, let's talk some Marvel for right now. The Hawkeye show is one that I really wasn't that incredibly excited for until I saw the first trailer. I was kind of excited because I'm like, okay, it's going to introduce Kate Bishop, who's going to be one of the Young Avengers, and she's going to be in some of the movies later on. Let's see how she's introduced. I also think that Haley Steinfeld, if that's how you say it, is a wonderful actress, is absolutely amusing, a beautiful young woman. I was excited to know that she's going to be playing the character. But then I saw the first trailer, and I'm like, I dig this. I dig the Christmas feel to it. I dig kind of the storyline overall of where it's going to go. The second trailer, there wasn't much added to that. It didn't really change anything about the way I feel about the show. But the cool thing is we found out that they're going to release 2 episodes of Hawkeye on November 24th, which is the day before Thanksgiving. So as we sit around with our families on Thanksgiving, we're going to get a good opportunity to basically see something Christmassy, which is what, this show is going to take place around Christmas. And be able to see the first 2 episodes to really get us excited. This also means that unlike before, where if they released 1 episode a week, and only one episode a week all the way through, then the finale for the Hawkeye series was going to be on the same day as the premiere for Book of Boba Fett. And to be honest with you, it wouldn't be that bad. That would actually be kind of cool. But I think that they wanted to avoid that. I don't think they wanted two episodes at the same time from the two different, they're two main IPs. They want to separate that a little bit. So it really made sense for them to have the first two episodes in the Hawkeye show. I also feel like in a lot of these series, the ones that aren't as, people aren't as excited for, so that would be WandaVision. Before WandaVision came out, a lot of people are like, okay, let's get through this one so we can get to Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Them having two episodes premiere at the same time, I think really gave them some momentum and got people excited for the rest of the series. I think with the Hawkeye series, with it not being the show that people are most excited for, having two episodes in the beginning is really going to help that show gain an audience and get people really excited about the series. So yeah, I am super excited that they're going to have two episodes released the day before Thanksgiving. I plan on watching them on that Wednesday for sure, and then trying to watch them again, trying to get some family members to watch it with me on Thanksgiving to try to get them into the show. So I have something to talk with them about, later on, and maybe we could watch some of the series together beyond that, because so far most of my family really hasn't gotten into any of the Star Wars or Marvel shows, and I really like to change that. So yeah, very excited about that. Hopefully you guys are excited too. Let me know in the comments if you're more or less excited about the Hawkeye series with there being two episodes released on the day before Thanksgiving, or if it just doesn't make a difference. The next topic I want to talk about is how Jason Isaacs, who played or voiced the Grand Inquisitor in Star Wars Rebels, is rumored to be returning to Star Wars to play the same character in the Obi-Wan series. Now, here's the thing is, if he's in it, I expect it to maybe be 5 minutes total screen time. And it basically, I am absolutely almost 100% sure that there are going to be Inquisitors that have huge roles in the Obi-Wan series. I don't think there's any doubt about it whatsoever. But I think it's going to be different characters. I think it's going to be new characters that we haven't seen before. But somebody's going to have to give them the order to go after Obi-Wan. Well, I don't even know if they're going to be going after Obi-Wan specifically, but they're going to be sending these Inquisitors after whoever it is that Vader felt the presence of. And I think that's where the Grand Inquisitor is going to come into play, is he's going to be sending these other Inquisitors off for this mission. And I think that's pretty much the role he's going to play. I don't think it's going to be much more than that. I think it could literally just be one scene. I do not think we're going to see the Grand Inquisitor fighting anybody, unless if it's just a training exercise with other Inquisitors. Jimmy, I'm excited about it. I'm more excited to see what they do with the multiverse. Yeah, that multiverse thing is going to be amazing. I can't wait for Doctor Strange. I can't wait for the new Spider-Man. Both of those are going to be phenomenal. So I'm excited to see Jason Isaacs come in as the Grand Inquisitor. I'm going to be excited to see plenty of these animated characters make their debut in live action. And I think we're going to see a lot of that, not only in the Obi-Wan series, but in Ahsoka, Mandalorian Season 3, the Book of Boba Fett. I'm really hoping we get Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett. But I think it'll be really cool. And I do believe the rumors. I think that Jason Isaacs will be in the Obi-Wan series, but I think it's just going to be basically a cameo. But so what do you think? Do you guys think that Jason Isaacs will play the Grand Inquisitor in the Obi-Wan series? And if he does, do you think it's going to be awesome? Do you think it'll be a big role? Let me know in the comments below. That Obi-Wan series is going to destroy us emotionally. I hope so. I hope it's an emotionally gut-wrenching series. I hope it's not just Obi-Wan just completely kicking ass the whole time. I hope it's not it's going to be action-packed, but I hope that there's quieter, slower moments where we truly get to know Obi-Wan and get to know what her psyche is after losing Anakin to the dark side. I think it's going to be pretty amazing. So, the next topic. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 versus Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, which I guess is just Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, Let me see. So I got to check one thing real quick, and I'll be right with you. And I firmly believe that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is a superior film to the original Guardians of the Galaxy. And I know for a fact that that is not something that most people agree with. I just realized that my thumbnail showing for this is not the right thumbnail. I'm going to have to change that here in just a little bit. And the reason why mostly is that I love stories that involve families. It's one of the reasons why I love Star Wars Rebels, because it literally is just about a family. They're not blood related, but they are family nonetheless, and I think that there's so much emotion to that. I also think that the music just hits differently. The first Guardians of the Galaxy, I felt like I knew all of the songs. The second Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't know a lot of them. But still at the same time, they became some of my favorite songs, even though I didn't know them going into I didn't know going into the movie, but they still just where they are shown in the movie. Just I think James Gunn did a better job in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 putting the songs into spots where it really upped the stakes of those moments emotionally for me. Sorry, I had to check something on my channel real quick. Yeah, it's going to be more story driven in Obi-Wan. I totally agree with that. There's going to be some action, but it's going to be more story and character driven. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, whether it's Nebula and Gamora dealing with family issues, it's Rocket coming to terms with who he is as a person. And, when I say person, I don't like whether it's Star Wars or Marvel or anything like that. Anybody of any species that's intelligent to me is a person. It's not just humans on that. So who Rocket is as a person, he has to deal with that. The fact that Rocket spent all these years bitter and just hating other people, and then he totally realizes that he has a family, that he has these best friends and really a family. And you see that in Endgame, where he basically tells Thor, get your act together because I want my family back. And he totally gets that. And then Quill realizing that even though Ego was technically his father and was family, that these group of people that he's collected, that he's become friends with, are much more of a family than Ego ever could have been. And that's where I really love the movie a lot more. The first one I think was more fun, probably a little bit more funny. The second one had more sentimental value to me. It was something where I get a lot more emotional in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 than I do in the original Guardians of the Galaxy. So, but what do you guys think? Is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 a better movie than Guardians of the Galaxy, or do you think I'm completely on drugs on this topic? Let me know in the comments below. Not a big fan of Guardians 2 after seeing it twice. I think the first one was superior. And the thing is, most people agree with you. If you look at most people's list of best MCU movies, they've got Guardians, a lot of them in the top 3, 4, 5. And a majority of them have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 kind of in the middle. I am not on that same boat. I definitely love Guardians 2 better, but I totally respect why people like the original Guardians of the Galaxy better. But the third one, I think, is just going to be off the hook. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. And it's going to be the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie, apparently. But you will still see those characters, any ones that don't die off. And they will kill off. I'm pretty sure they're going to kill off a major character in Guardians 2 or Guardians 3. But any of the still available characters you're going to see within the rest of the Marvel universe, whether it's in Thor movies or Avengers movies or any just ones we can't even think of. There's going to be movies that or TV shows that were like, I never thought of Rocket or Groot being in that, but yeah, I'm glad he's there. It's going to be pretty awesome. I thought there were too many jokes that took away from the serious moments in the movie in Guardians 2, and it didn't hit me that way. But I totally respect other people's opinions on that. That it kind of took it away. But yeah, there's that topic. So I want to just kind of end the stream here. I do have to get ready for work. I'm really excited for the direction of where I'm going to take this channel. I'm very, very excited with it. I love my squad mates. I love my moderators and the people that come into chat to discuss and have fun. Love them to death. But we are done dealing with trolls. We are going to start making changes to get less trolls into chat. But at the same time, if you're one of those troll light people that likes to go into chats and just kind of get conversation going, maybe be a little bit risque or whatever, come in. We'll invite you in. But if your entire intention is to try to embarrass the streamer, and that's why you go into people's chats, go find someplace else to do it. That's about what I have to say. And I'm really looking forward to, first of all, doing these shows. I've got to start making this a twice a week thing, and I have to start kind of doing it at a time scheduled to where I know that there's going to be, or people know that it's going to happen, so we can have a little bit more of a conversation with it. But anyways, I'm James. This is The Rogue Show. Everybody have a wonderful day. May the Force be with you.